video for quite a while regarding my two TC3s and Inferno, but maybe this will show how well everything's doing. Maybe not. That would be the one that never had any problems. Never broke anything on it. This is the one with foam wheels. Still getting used to foam wheels personally. I prefer belted rubber. So yeah, this one really never had any problems. This is the one that ran straight out of the box. The only problem with it is when I get on the gas, it likes to turn to the left, so I have to counter steer to the right. So it will actually work. Go in somewhat of a straight line. These, I got videos on how to do with these, but these are quick enough to actually drag with. I'm going to be putting Traxxas 3.3s in both of these and figure out a header, because with a 3.3 the exhaust is going to be here, so I have to figure something out so it'll come out and then curve just like this header is. So yeah, this one's doing great. Jarrett Casey, he actually asked me, are these faster than Nitro Fortec? Acceleration, I would have to say yes. Top line speed, I'm not so sure about. I know the Fortec is capable of 70 plus miles per hour with a 3.3 in it. But these are touring cars. They're not meant for all-out speed. A Traxxas Fortec isn't much of a racer. It's considered more of a just having fun with, stuff like that. The second one. This is the one with the rubber wheels. Running a little rich at the moment, but it runs great as well. I actually prefer the rubber tires, except when you get into the higher RPMs, they like to balloon a little, but glue's holding quite well. I mean, maybe a few of them may need touched up a little, but I like to get some wider wheels for the front, for the rear, like for the foam tires, because these actually run, I don't have a ruler right with me, but let's see if we can find one real quick. I know there's one around here somewhere. Just where was I? There it is. Okay, so front tires are on the foam are 2.5 centimeters. The rears are 3 centimeters. With these, the fronts are 2.5 centimeters, as are the rear. So I'd like to get some 3 centimeter wide rubbers for the rear. Eventually. Mainly, it doesn't look right with the body on. These wheels are tucked in too far because it's made for either a higher offset tire or wider tires for the rear. So that's those. As for the Kyosho Inferno, I finally got everything on it done. I just have not ran it yet. This Kyosho Inferno is the Kyosho MP 7.5. Kanai Edition 3. The Neo, the Kyosho Neo 2.0, stuff like that, it's based off this design. So that showed that it is a good design. I ended up getting a better motor from a friend. But the weird thing about this is the pull start, you actually pull sideways on it. So let's prime it up. If it doesn't start, it's not that big of a deal to me because I've seen it run. I'm just trying to do this for the camera. Maybe that could be open a little. I've got it to start. Try doing it this way. It's easier. Because with this, the pull start actually comes out the side. Yeah, it's being a butt. It's not going to start right now, but I have started it. Haven't ran it yet. Waiting for 4 more receivers to come through the mail. Haven't even really tuned it. I got it started a couple times. I had my Axial 32 in it. The 32 RR1. That engine, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. This engine. And this has a Offna header and a Navarossi pipe. No, a Offna pipe and Navarossi header. This thing put out so much low-end torque that every spur gear that I tried with it, it stripped it. Just first it bent the teeth over and then they broke off. I think it was faulty spur gears. They weren't Kyosho brand, they were some cheapo brand off eBay, but they were metal, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. $28 a piece, sure. Well, that ended up biting me. So, and also, I have had the videos of the Ducati, the Thunder Tiger FM1. That's what that motorcycle is actually known as. The chassis itself is the FM-1. There is a FM-1E as well. All aluminum, except an electric motor goes in it and a lipo hangs from the bottom, or nickel metal hydride. I personally have always preferred nitro, and I will say last night, probably about 7:30, I got it running, and it was running good, and I was just curious about top speed. Well, I got on the gas 100%, and I don't know exactly what happened, but all of a sudden it hit something. Either it hit something in the road, or the rear tire let loose, or there's a possibility that it went to the steering went into death wobble, which is when high speed, the front end will start wobbling back and forth really quick, and usually you can't come back from that unless you can drop your speed and get back in control, and that's why full size 1-to-1 motorcycles have steering dampeners, and also smaller little fifth scales. They also make fourth scales. Have steering dampeners. I've already tried the stock. I believe it was about 15 weight oil. Didn't like it. Way too soft. Tried 35. Still too soft. Now I've got 80 in it. I've heard people use 200 for racing. Well, I'm not looking to race this. The parts are damn near impossible to find. So mainly I'm just gonna run it just to have fun with it. That's basically it. I've had a lot of people ask me how fast does it go. Honestly, I don't know, and I don't want to take the chance of wrecking it to the point that something breaks. It's put together very well, and it's all aluminum. I still don't want to take the chance of it wrecking bad and breaking parts, because even the side guards, which are little wire bars that when it falls over, it lands on those instead of the body, and so you can recover. If it falls over, you can actually recover from that instead of it falling completely over. Then you're having to pick it up and push it and get it started again. Now with those, you actually have to push them to get it started, give it a little gas, push it, and then get on the throttle. And also, with those, I've talked about counter steering. The best way to understand counter steering is watch the YouTube video, A Twist of the Wrist. That even full-size motorcycles use counter steering to lean, because if you're going straight and you turn right, that bike's going to want to continue going straight, so it's going to cause it to lean left, and then you turn into it. That's exactly how these bikes work. If I'm wanting to turn left, it turns right for a second, and then as it leans in, that's when the steering linkage and everything comes into play and allows the wheel to completely, because it's floating. It's a double sprung system, and that's also why you can add thicker shock oil to have faster, and you can also preload the springs to have faster steering. So yeah, that's pretty much it with everything going on. The RS4s are still sitting. The Super Nitro RS4 and the RS4 2. I've got motors for them. I just haven't put them in because I've had other things come in. Like the Megatech Dark Thunder, the Ducati, the Baja 5T. Just always new cars coming in. And also stuff getting sent to me and I repair it. So that's what's going on here in Nitro Evolution Shop. And I will say, one person that I haven't, sort of a shout out, I don't really like calling it that, Poor Man RC. He has done some of the most innovative things with, he came out with the 1/18 scale axials before Axial did. Like the Yeti, I think he actually came out with the Yeti. But he actually built one. And just using parts he had laying around, and it worked. And also, if you know the Capo, I don't remember the name of it, but it's a rock crawler that actually uses a servo to pull on cables to steer. He had actually come up with that before Capo did. I don't know if Capo came up with it first, but he has videos of some incredible things, incredible engineering. He's a great engineer, and if he would actually go to school for or something like that, he would get somewhere with it. And his channel is Poor Man RC. He always likes to say he's poor. I don't know the validity of that. I've just spoken to him through Facebook and YouTube. Really great guy, and a very, very smart when it comes to RC, especially when it comes to making something work if you don't have the right parts. So, and also he came up with the idea to put a servo on the front axle of a SCX-10, so if you get to a high, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but when the center when the center skid plate gets stuck on something, there he has a servo mechanism that will drop the front axle down a little more. So when it gets high centered, it'll push the axle down further, because usually we're in some type of droop with our rock crawlers, and it can be pushed down a little bit further. The weight isn't going to pull it all the way down. Well, this servo setup that he did pushes it all the way down, so the front will get traction to keep it going if it gets high centered. So check out his channel. He sent viewers my way, which I really appreciate that, and I want to do everything I can do to send viewers his way, because he really has some very innovative ideas. He's also working on one. I'm not going to speak about it. It's his business. I'll just say one thing is a 3-wheeler. But other than that, that's everything that's going on here. Mainly just bashing the fifth scales, having fun with the new motorcycle. Always having fun with the Jado. The Jado is just mental. I need to put a pull start on it. The Revo and the T-Max have been sitting for a little while. Trying to get the Kyosho up and running. It's running now. I just got to tune it. I honestly haven't touched my Truggy in probably a month. Got other things that I'm trying to get fixed, worried about. So that's it. Again, thanks for watching, and I will keep everyone up to date with what's going on. And as projects finish, of course, I'm going to stream them, upload them, whatever you want to call it. Some of them I'll live stream, but I'm not one much for live stream. The only really live stream I did was for when I was rebuilding that 2.5. The owner wanted to watch in real time what I was doing, even though the phone fell over the camera. I use my phone as a camera. It has a really good camera on it. And also, I don't have to move files all over the place. I can just use a video editor, edit it, and then upload it. I don't have to do all kind of extra stuff. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Peace.